Hey Procrastinators! Today I'm back with another Team Tiny video hop, and this month our theme is shaker cards. So the hashtag you will be looking for in my title or in my description box below, you can find it at either place, is hashtag Team Tiny All Shook Up. We'll talk about Team Tiny a little bit later. So I'm starting off with a card panel size piece of paper in Bristol Smooth cardstock. I'm using some blending brushes and putting on some distress inks and antique linen and Victorian velvet. I'm making a ink blended panel to go behind my shaker card. Now I'm working with seedless preserves, and if you haven't been here before, I like to go in between two colors at a time and just blend them nice and evenly, and then usually I'll probably go back in the end and go over each one of them again, just to make sure that I get the saturation level that I want to achieve. Now I'm going in with chipped sapphire, and then I'll go back with the seedless preserves and get the blend that I want to achieve between those two colors. And then lastly, we will go in with black soot here in a second. There it is. And then when I'm done with black soot, then we're going to go back over the colors and make sure everything's blended nicely and I've got the saturation that I am looking for. So if you haven't been to a Team Tiny Hop, we are a group of small creators of 1,000 subscriptions or less. And the purpose of the hop is to help small channels grow. So we would appreciate it if you liked, comment, and subscribe to our channels if you like our content. So let's support each other, and thanks for being here. All you have to do is click on the hashtag, like I said earlier, hashtag Team Tiny All Shook Up, and that will bring you to a list of all the creators who are participating in this hop today, and you'll be able to see all the videos. So just be sure to click on that hashtag when you're done watching my video. So I've got my panel all ink blended here, and I am just splattering some water from my sprayer all over the panel. And then I'm going to sop it up here with my dirty tea towel. And I've got a DIY shimmer spray that I make with perfect pearls and water and just mix them together. And I'm spraying that on there now. And then I'm going to quickly dry it with my heat tool, and then we're going to move on to the next step. And here's a look at that shimmery background. I wish that it showed up a little bit better on camera, but you can still see that it's nice and shimmery. And so now I've got the My Favorite Things Say It in a Starburst stamp set, and I'm going to stamp the Starburst with Stays On ink in opaque white. And it's stamped on a piece of acetate. Well, if I was being honest, it's actually a Cricut matte cover. I don't use my matte covers. I save them for shaker cards and things like that. And now I'm going to thoroughly clean my stamp with the Stays On cleaner. That's very important to do. And some people say that the Stays On cleaner is not good for your clear stamps. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I do like to clean the Stays On off my stamps, and then I'll go wash them with soap and water in the sink, just in case. So I just wanted to keep that part in, just so I could say that I do thoroughly clean my stamps after I use the harsh chemicals on them. And then I'm going to stamp You Rock in the center of this Starburst, and that is also from the same stamp set. I'm going to be stamping that also with the Stays On opaque white ink. And same thing, I'm going to clean it thoroughly with my Stays On cleaner, and then clean it in the sink with soap and water too, just to make sure that I don't harm my stamps. But I didn't include all that obviously in the video. So then I took two circle die. No, I lie. I did not take circle dies. I went into Cricut Design Space and I measured the Starburst stamp, and I took two circles and I cut a frame in my Cricut Design Space with my Cricut, and to fit my acetate and make a frame around the Starburst. So that is what you see here. And then I took 1/8 inch score tape, lined that frame with the score tape, and now I'm attaching it to my acetate here. And this is basically just to hide the foam tape that I'll be using to make the shaker. That way we do not have the ugly foam tape showing. I'm just carefully applying the acetate here so it gets all lined up and nice even with the frame. And then because I do not have the Doris foam strips that are an 1/8 inch thick or whatever, I don't have any foam that's that thin, I'm just taking my regular foam tape, lining it up in my my trimmer here, and I'm just going to cut me some very, very thin foam tape strips. And because I cannot cut straight with scissors to save my life. So this worked out pretty well, and lucky for me, my foam tape didn't stick too bad to my paper trimmer here, which is good because if you had seen a video that I did, maybe a month or more ago, where the foam tape, the same foam tape actually stuck to my glass mat really bad when I accidentally set my foam tape on the glass mat. So I was really quite surprised that I didn't have to really peel it off my trimmer. It must have had like some kind of non-stick surface on that little part of my trimmer. Not really sure, but somehow I lucked out. So as you saw, I folded over the thin, approximately 1/8 inch strip of foam tape and made it double thick here. That way I've got plenty of room for my little bits to shake. All right, now we're going to get to the bits, and I'm just going to pop the names up on the screen for you. That way I don't have to remember all the little particular names that Nuvo has, but these are all Nuvo confetti and sequin mixes. And I did put some anti-static powder tool along the edges of my foam, and you will see in the end pictures of my card that I went a little crazy on the anti-static powder tool. You don't want to do that because it makes your card look a little hazy. But it's all right. Nobody will really care about that, I guess. But all these little shaker and confetti bits, I was pretty excited to be able to use all these because I get the Tonic Craft Kit and they send these quite often, and I really don't make a whole lot of shaker cards. So all these were pretty much brand new. As you can see, I'm scraping them off the little foam bits on, the foam that goes on the top of the bottle. So these are all new, and I got to use quite a few of them. I may have went a little overboard on all the little types of bits that I used. But it was fun making the bits, not making the bits, but making a combination of little shaker bits. So then I put a piece of acetate on the back to seal up the bits, because if you didn't notice in my picture at the beginning of the video, I am making a double stacked shaker, which I thought would be a fun, different thing to do. So here is the base portion of my shaker, and so I'm putting different bits in it than I put in the other one. And these little bluebell hearts, or whatever they were called, these went everywhere. It kind of made me regret it doing it this way, because I'm a person that does not like glitter, and this was kind of like having glitter everywhere. I mean, I came upstairs that night and I had little hearts all over me. It was kind of like, the craft herpes of confetti. But anyway, so yeah, I'm filling it up pretty full, and I did not double stack this layer. I didn't want my card to be super thick, but I either should have used less shaker bits in this part, or I should have double stacked this, or maybe I should have somehow supported the circle that went on top of this from this shaker bit. I'm not really sure. I should have done something different anyway, because the bottom, this part of the shaker doesn't shake as well as the top shaker does. They kind of get stuck underneath the circle that I put on top, if that makes any sense. You'll see how it's constructed in the end. I think that the circle kind of collapsed underneath this one, and it doesn't shake as well. But if I would have double stacked it, it might have been better. I don't know. But it is what it is. It's still a perfectly fine card that anybody would be happy to receive, I'm sure. But So now we've got it all sealed up, and we are going to stick the top shaker on top of it. Oh no, I lie. We are going to do the inside of my card first because if you've been here before, you know I like to do the insides of my cards. So we are going to stamp Way to Go, and this is from the same stamp set from My Favorite Things, the Say It in a Starburst, I believe is what I said it was called. And I like to stamp it twice, so it's nice bold black, and this is with Memento Tuxedo black ink. And then I thought it would be fun to do something a little different, so I took out a couple of the rainbow quartz confetti, which I used in one of the shaker parts, and I am just randomly gluing them around the Way to Go, because I figured if this was, I don't have anybody in mind for this card, but if I was going to give it to somebody for like a congratulations card or something along those lines, it would be fun to have some little sparkly bits on the inside. So I'm just gluing those to the inside around the sentiment so they kind of catch the light and sparkle. Thought it would be kind of fun and different, something I haven't done before actually. And they're nice and flat. They're not like a sequin, so they're nice and flat because they're confetti. So they will not add any bulk to the card. Now we're going to add the top or the bottom part of my shaker, I guess, to the card base. And then we're going to add the circle shaker on top. And I already pre-added the 1/8 inch score tape to the back of this. So all I need to do is remove it and stick it on there. Well, actually I lie. There was a little bit of the acetate on the bottom. I didn't get it lined up quite right, so I just trimmed that away first so it doesn't show, and then I'm going to add it to the card. So don't forget that the hashtag is in my description box below or in the title of my video, either place you can find it. There are some amazing YouTubers in this hop that you may or may not have seen before, so be sure to go check them out. And remember that if you liked my video, please subscribe, or if you haven't already, and give me a thumbs up, and have a great day.